How's it going, everybody? The second half of the spring sale just started on PlayStation. It's running from now until April 22nd, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day, I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. For $5, 50% off, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis sends you back to a collapsing Raccoon City as Jill Valentine fights to escape while the unstoppable Nemesis hunts her across the chaos. This enhanced version adds rewind, quick save, up-rendering, and customizable visual filters, making the survival horror classic smoother to play while still capturing its frantic escapes, branching scenarios, and tense item management. It's an 88 on Game Rankings, and there's unfortunately no trophy support for this yet. Hopefully it gets added soon. For $3, 90% off, Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition is a punishing action RPG where you navigate a shattered, decaying world, assuming the bodies of fallen warriors to gain their strength while testing your sanity, precision, and resilience. You'll explore haunting ruins, track down hidden sanctums, and adapt to a combat system that rewards patience, awareness, and strategic timing, while every enemy encounter can end in brutal death. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Resident Evil 2 is the original PlayStation survival horror classic, now enhanced with up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and customizable video filters to modernize the fear-filled, nostalgia-packed experience. Follow rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy on his first day in Raccoon City and Claire Redfield on her search for a missing brother as the two navigate zombie-infested streets and unravel Umbrella's sinister secrets. It's a 93 on Game Rankings, and unfortunately there's no trophy support for this yet. Hopefully we get it soon. For $4, 80% off, Doom is a fast, brutally satisfying first-person shooter that reimagines the legendary franchise with modern intensity, cinematic polish, and unrelenting speed. Rip and tear through the depths of hell with an arsenal of iconic weapons and a savage melee system that rewards relentless aggression over hiding behind cover, all while an adrenaline-pumping soundtrack keeps you locked in a non-stop rhythm of chaos and destruction. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Resident Evil Director's Cut is a survival horror adventure where you uncover the secrets of a remote mansion after the STARS team is trapped during a grisly murder investigation in the Arklay Mountains. You'll explore claustrophobic corridors filled with undead creatures, manage scarce resources with careful strategy, and solve environmental puzzles that slowly reveal the mansion's twisted experiments. It's an 86 on Game Rankings, and there's unfortunately no trophy support yet. Hopefully it gets added soon. For $5, 75% off, Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition is an open-world action-adventure set between The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, where you play as a ranger bound with the Wraith of Celebrimbor, seeking vengeance against the forces of Sauron. This edition includes the Lord of the Hunt and the Bright Lord story expansions, adding new abilities, beast hunts, epic battles, and deeper lore that expands the mythos of Middle-earth. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $3, 85% off, Saints Row 4 Re-Elected is an over-the-top open-world action game where the leader of the 3rd Street Saints becomes president and battles an alien warlord inside a reality-bending simulation to save Earth from destruction. Remastered for modern consoles, it features updated visuals, models, environments, and dynamic shadows, bringing Steelport's chaotic, vibrant world to life with sharper detail and cinematic flair. It's an 84 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $3, 85% off, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition is a thrilling action-adventure where Lara Croft's origin story comes to life in a beautifully rebuilt, next-gen world full of danger and mystery. You'll explore lush environments, solve intricate puzzles, and survive high-octane combat while customizing weapons, crafting gear, and navigating treacherous terrain that tests both skill and strategy, uncovering hidden secrets and ancient relics along the way. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Castle Crashers Remastered is a fast-paced 2D beat-em-up where you battle through colorful kingdoms, rescue princesses, and defeat enemies in a chaotic arcade-style adventure filled with humor and charm. Fight through stages, unlock characters and weapons, and level up your abilities as you play solo or team up in local and online co-op to take on bosses, arenas, and challenging modes across vibrant and varied environments. It's an 83 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $5, 90% off, Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate Edition is a third-person shooter set in 1942 North Africa, where you take down Axis forces, sabotage their plans, and survive using stealth, precision, and long-range sniping. This Ultimate Edition includes the base game, 9 DLC packs with massive new environments, 6 weapon packs, additional multiplayer maps, and shooting range, giving players the fullest, most action-packed experience of the series. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Watch Dogs is an open-world action-adventure where you play as a skilled hacker driven by a violent family tragedy and a relentless quest for justice and revenge. You'll manipulate the city of Chicago's connected infrastructure, tapping into security cameras, controlling traffic lights, and accessing personal data to outsmart enemies, evade law enforcement, and strategically execute heists, stealth missions, and intense combat scenarios. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-Year Celebration is an action-adventure sequel that follows Lara Croft as she journeys to Siberia in search of the legendary city of Kitez while battling the paramilitary group Trinity. Explore semi-open hubs, raid optional challenge tombs, and engage in stealth and combat while scavenging resources to craft gear, complete side missions, and uncover the secrets of immortality hidden within ancient ruins. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil is a classic first-person shooter where you battle to stop the Primogen from merging Earth with a dark netherworld after unleashing a greater ancient evil threatening all existence. Fight diverse enemies, explore large, non-linear levels, and wield a wide arsenal of powerful weapons as you take on intelligent foes, uncover hidden secrets, and conquer intense encounters across dangerous and atmospheric environments. It's an 88 on GameRankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4, 90% off, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun is a hardcore tactical stealth game set in Edo period Japan, where you control a team of specialists navigating castles, monasteries, and forest camps while avoiding enemies with strategy and planning. What begins as an infiltration mission evolves into a strategy-driven adventure as players coordinate each character's skills, set traps, poison opponents, and adapt to changing scenarios. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $1, 50% off, We Were Here is a tense cooperative puzzle adventure where you and a partner trapped in a frozen, abandoned castle with only a walkie-talkie to communicate, creating high-stakes tension. Solve intricate puzzles, explore rooms, and rely entirely on clear communication as one player navigates the halls while the other remains confined, testing teamwork, strategy, logic, and trust in increasingly clever and challenging ways. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $2, 50% off, Worms World Party is a chaotic turn-based artillery game where teams of worms face off in wacky, over-the-top battles across destructible landscapes. Play solo against AI or with up to 6 players locally, experiment with nearly 60 ridiculous weapons from bazookas to concrete donkeys, and enjoy endless variety with the Worm Pot, offering over 1,000 different game modes to keep the mayhem fresh. It's an 80 on GameRankings, and there's unfortunately no trophy support for this yet. Hopefully we get it soon. For $4, 80% off, Turok is a classic first-person shooter where time-traveling warrior Turok hunts deadly dinosaurs and cunning enemies across a vast, beautifully remastered 3D world filled with secrets and hazards. You'll run, jump, climb, and aim in any direction while solving puzzles, avoiding traps, and using a massive arsenal against prehistoric and futuristic foes in fully interactive, destructible environments. It's an 85 on GameRankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 60% off, Doom and Doom 2 is the definitive collection of the genre-defining first-person shooters that pioneered modern FPS design and reshaped action gaming forever. You rip through hordes of demons across campaign missions and deathmatch maps, spanning Doom, Doom 2, TNT Evolution, the Plutonia Experiment, Master Levels, Sigil, and the Legacy of Rust episode created alongside Night Dive and Machine Games. It's an 88 average on GameRankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 80% off, Eden Genesis is a fast-paced platformer where you play as Leah, a young cyborg fighting to cure a corrupted mind in a cyberpunk world ruled by powerful corporations and advanced technology. Overcome challenging trials, master precise movement and reflex-based platforming, and explore a neon-lit world as you face environmental hazards, uncover hidden secrets, and push your abilities to the absolute limit. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3, 70% off, Nuclear Blaze is a 2D firefighting action game where you play a highly trained firefighter dropped into blazing infernos to contain fires, investigate their causes, and rescue survivors. Face secret military facilities, uncover hidden government truths, and tackle intense hazards in main missions, Kid Mode for younger players, and the challenging Hold My Beer mode with extra threats, hidden areas, and tactical challenges. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, A Tale of Paper Refolded is a puzzle platformer bundle that includes the original game and its Unfolded Melody DLC, following a delicate paper figure brought to life by its creator's dream. You'll master origami transformations to navigate a world where everyday objects become towering obstacles, solving light puzzles, completing platforming challenges, and avoiding environmental hazards that threaten your fragile form. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Lil Guardsman is a quirky deduction adventure where you play as a 12-year-old hero covering your dad's guard shift, deciding the fate of over 100 unique characters in a vibrant, magical kingdom. Interrogate humans, elves, goblins, and other fantastical beings using your powers of deduction and trusty tools, sending some to jail, zapping a few to smithereens, or letting others pass, all while your choices shape the kingdom's future. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Bahnsen Knights is a dark interactive adventure where you play Boulder, an undercover agent infiltrating a deadly cult led by the enigmatic Tony. Navigate religious fanaticism, high-speed chases, hidden secrets, mysterious disappearances, and dangerous encounters while making choices that affect the story, earning trust, solving puzzles, and uncovering the secrets behind the Bahnsen Knights and your old friend's fate. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 90% off, the Figment 1 and 2 bundle is a surreal musical action-adventure collection set deep within the ever-shifting landscape of the human mind. Play as the embodiment of courage as you journey through hand-painted mental realms, solve environmental puzzles shaped by logic and emotion, and face off against theatrical nightmare bosses whose songs dynamically drive the rhythm and flow of each battle. It's a 76 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to finish both games. For $5, 75% off, Rough Justice 84 is a single-player, board game-inspired strategy experience where you run a private security agency in a gritty, crime-ridden city. You'll hire agents, assign them to security, repossession, and fugitive recovery cases, and use dice rolls, cards, and careful planning to overcome requirements while managing stats, gear durability, limited resources, and escalating risks. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $2, 90% off, Inside is a haunting cinematic puzzle platformer that follows a young boy as he's relentlessly hunted through a bleak dystopian landscape and pulled ever deeper into the center of a terrifying secretive experiment. Solve cleverly designed environmental puzzles and uncover disturbing revelations through precise platforming, minimalist storytelling, and an oppressive atmosphere that constantly builds tension. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 90% off, Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload bundles both high-stakes murder mystery visual novels, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc and Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. At Hope's Peak Academy, the nation's best students are trapped in a twisted winner-takes-all killing game, forced to investigate murders, gather evidence, and survive deadly class trials, while uncovering hidden motives, shocking betrayals, and chilling psychological challenges. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered is a tactical action strategy RPG set in an alternate history 1930s Europe, where you lead Velk and Gunther and Squad 7 as they defend Gallia from a powerful Imperial invasion. You'll command troops across watercolor-style battlefields using a blend of turn-based planning and real-time movement, while upgrading weapons, unlocking new squad abilities, and experiencing a heartfelt wartime story. It's an 87 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, AI The Somnium Files is a gripping sci-fi murder mystery where a detective investigates a chilling homicide at an abandoned theme park, uncovering dark secrets and strange occurrences. You'll interrogate suspects, explore crime scenes using 3 special vision modes, and enter the dreams of key witnesses to solve puzzles and piece together the truth in a story full of twists, suspense, and morally complex choices. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise is an over-the-top action adventure where Kenshiro, master of Hokuto Shinken, unleashes devastating martial arts techniques to obliterate foes and uphold justice in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. You'll chain combos and explore Eden's open world, while engaging in bizarre side activities like bartending and buggy racing, blending intense combat with absurdly entertaining minigames. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Ys Origin is an action RPG where you play as one of 3 heroes, a mighty warrior, a cunning mage, or an unlockable third character, seeking the missing goddesses within the demon-infested Devil's Tower. You'll battle hordes of enemies using a mix of swordsmanship, magic, and unique character abilities, exploring multiple floors filled with powerful relics, challenging puzzles, and epic bosses that test your reflexes and strategy. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is a retro-style action platformer with pixel-perfect controls and intense stage design, where Demon Slayer Zangetsu storms a dark castle to hunt down a powerful demon. You'll swap between multiple playable allies with unique abilities, uncover branching paths through tightly designed stages, and influence difficulty and endings based on who you recruit and how you fight. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 80% off, Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma is a suspenseful, story-driven puzzle adventure that pushes the boundaries of interactive storytelling and psychological tension, mystery, and intrigue. Players navigate diabolical new puzzles, tackle intricate logic challenges and fully animated story sections, making critical decisions that branch into multiple endings while uncovering the fates of a robust cast of both new and familiar characters. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Metro Redux is a haunting post-apocalyptic shooter bundle that combines the remastered editions of Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light in a one immersive survival experience. You play as Artyom, navigating the dark, claustrophobic tunnels of the Metro and the irradiated surface above, scavenging for supplies, upgrading weapons, and fighting off both mutated creatures and desperate human enemies. It's an 83 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to get both platinums. For $5, 75% off, Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition lets fans fully immerse themselves in epic, large-scale, and visually stunning battles across the galaxy, offering everything from the base game to the complete season pass with 4 expansion packs, exclusive emotes, and bonus content. Play as Rebels or Imperials, wield iconic weapons, and take part in massive multiplayer skirmishes set on legendary planets from the Star Wars universe. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Arise, A Simple Story is a heartfelt narrative adventure that guides you through the emotional lives of 2 people, where memories awaken and time itself bends to your will in an expressive world. You explore beautifully crafted landscapes that shift with the passage of time, reliving moments of love, loss, joy, and sorrow while manipulating seconds, days, and entire seasons to uncover the full story and its hidden emotional nuances. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales is a rich and beautifully crafted single-player RPG that blends narrative-driven exploration with clever puzzles, engaging storytelling, and deep card-based combat. Set in the dark and war-torn world of The Witcher, you'll follow Meve, the fierce queen of Lyria and Rivia, as she faces a looming Nilfgaardian invasion and must reclaim her throne through grit, sacrifice, and cunning leadership. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Child of Light is a beautifully crafted fairy tale RPG that follows a young girl transported to the magical world of Lemuria on a coming-of-age journey to save a fallen kingdom and her ailing father. You'll explore hand-painted storybook environments, take flight through enchanting landscapes, and engage in turn-based combat with RPG mechanics while uncovering a poetic narrative inspired by childhood fairy tales. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 80% off, Hob is a third-person action adventure where you explore a mysterious, crumbling planet in peril, uncovering its secrets as you traverse shifting landscapes and restore a dying world. You'll use your mechanical glove arm to grapple across gaps, warp between platforms, and interact with ancient machinery, while exploring ruins, meeting strange creatures, and discovering a story told entirely through the environment. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Saints Row the Third Remastered is an over-the-top open-world action game where you lead the 3rd Street Saints in outrageous and completely unpredictable criminal escapades across Steelport. Remastered for PS5, the game features enhanced lighting, textures, and 4K resolution at a smooth 60 FPS, bringing the city's neon-soaked streets and wild environments to life with unprecedented clarity, vibrancy, and detail. It's an 85 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Chasm is a pixel art Metroidvania where a rookie knight investigates a vanished mining town in the Gildian Kingdom. Battle supernatural creatures in tight side-scrolling combat, explore handcrafted rooms stitched into a procedurally assembled world map, and uncover powerful gear hidden throughout ancient catacombs and crumbling castles, while unlocking new traversal abilities that open previously unreachable paths. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Enter the Gungeon is a fast-paced bullet-hell dungeon crawler where you guide misfit heroes through deadly, trap-filled floors to claim the legendary gun that can kill the past. You'll dodge, shoot, and loot while facing adorable yet deadly gundead, ruthless bosses, and hundreds of unique guns, from lasers to bees, as you bargain with merchants, uncover secrets, and unlock powerful items to survive increasingly chaotic challenges. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, My Friend Pedro is an ultra-violent action platformer about friendship, imagination, and one man's mission to wipe out the criminal underworld under the guidance of a sentient banana. Using split aiming, slow motion, and ricocheting bullets, combat becomes a fluid spectacle where precision and creativity are rewarded as you chain together outrageous gunfights with cinematic flair, stylish scoring, and leaderboard-driven challenges. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap is an action-adventure platformer where you play as human, cursed into a half-human, half-lizard form, and must explore interconnected lands to find the magical salamander cross to lift the curse. You'll battle exotic dragons and grumpy monsters while transforming into Lizard Man, Mouse Man, and more, each with unique abilities that shape exploration and combat. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off, the Disney Afternoon Collection is a retro compilation featuring 6 classic Disney platformers starring characters like Scrooge McDuck, Darkwing Duck, Baloo, and Chip and Dale. Relive globe-trotting adventures in cooperative platforming while tackling boss rush and time attack modes, using the rewind feature for second chances, and exploring a museum packed with concept art and music. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 85% off, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided is a cyberpunk action RPG set in 2029, where mechanically augmented humans are feared, segregated, and pushed to the fringes of society. You play as Adam Jensen, now an elite covert agent, navigating dense hub-based environments through stealth, hacking, combat, or diplomacy, with deep freedom to customize cutting-edge augmentations, weapons, and abilities to suit lethal or non-lethal playstyles. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Othercide is a tactical RPG where you command the Daughters, echoes of the greatest warrior and humanity's last hope against relentless, nightmarish manifestations of suffering. You'll carefully and strategically plan battles around the dynamic timeline system, sacrifice one daughter to permanently empower another for future runs, and face grotesque bosses born from humanity's worst crimes in stark black and white arenas. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Overcooked Gourmet Edition combines the chaotic, fast-paced fun of the hit co-op cooking game with a Lost Morsel content pack, challenging 1 to 4 players to prepare, cook, and serve dishes under extreme time pressure in hilariously absurd kitchens. The Lost Morsel expansion adds 6 new campaign levels, a new vehicle for map travel, and 6 unlockable chefs, extending the culinary chaos. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 80% off, the Entropy Centre is a clever first-person puzzle adventure where you manipulate time itself to rewind objects and unravel the mystery of a collapsing space station orbiting a dying Earth. You'll tackle increasingly complex rooms as you reverse platforms, restore destroyed structures, and chain together precise solutions, while your chatty, time-bending AI companion Astra offers guidance, humor, and crucial narrative clues. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2, 75% off, Minit is an adventure played in 60-second increments, where you explore the world outside your home to help unusual folk and defeat dangerous foes, all while racing against a curse that ends each day after just 1 minute. Every choice matters as you traverse forests, villages, and mysterious ruins, solving clever puzzles, discovering hidden items, and unlocking shortcuts that make each run feel fresh and rewarding. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Ikaruga is a high-speed, skill-based shoot-'em-up where players manipulate white and black polarity to survive relentless enemy fire, master timing, and experience intense, fast-paced action across beautifully designed stages. You'll switch polarity to absorb bullets of the same color, chain attacks by defeating enemies in succession, dodge complex bullet patterns, and strategically plan each move to survive increasingly difficult waves. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, God Eater Resurrection is a high-octane, action-packed RPG set in a stylish, anime-inspired post-apocalyptic world where humanity battles monstrous origami to survive against overwhelming odds. Play as a new type God Eater wielding a versatile God arc that shifts between blade and gun, mastering charge, combo, step, and aerial attacks to hack, slash, and shoot through relentless enemy hordes with precision and flair. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $1, 90% off, Limbo is a minimalist puzzle platformer where a young boy ventures into a dark, eerie world to uncover the fate of his missing sister, facing unknown horrors at every turn. Set in a shadowy, monochromatic landscape filled with subtle visual clues and haunting silhouettes, the game blends environmental storytelling with clever, physics-based puzzles that challenge timing, precision, and observation. It's a 91 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 80% off, Star Renegades is a roguelike tactical RPG where a service robot, Justin, warns of an impending Imperial invasion, forcing you to resist, reclaim, revive, and repeat across ever-changing dimensions. Engage in procedurally generated emergent missions using a fast-paced turn-based battle system that emphasizes interrupts, counters, and combos, while facing an intelligent adversary system where enemy officers evolve and rise in the ranks. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Going Under is a roguelike dungeon crawler set beneath the ruins of failed tech startups, where you play as an unpaid intern battling corporate nightmares in a dystopian city. Descend into procedurally generated dungeons themed around gig economy apps, crypto schemes, and dating startups, using breakable office junk like laptops, brooms, and keyboards as weapons while uncovering the shady motives of your employer. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Yoku's Island Express is an open-world adventure where you play as Yoku, a tiny postman navigating Mokumana Island using a unique and inventive blend of pinball mechanics, platforming, and exploration. You'll seamlessly traverse lush beaches, snowy mountains, and steamy hot springs, completing quests, helping quirky locals, and awakening ancient deities while uncovering the island's deep mysteries. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 60% off, Quake is the legendary dark fantasy first-person shooter from id Software that helped define 3D shooters, blending gothic atmosphere with blisteringly fast combat against grotesque Lovecraftian horrors. This enhanced edition modernizes the classic with 4K support, improved character models, and smoother performance, while preserving the razor-sharp level design, maze-like castles and slipgates, and multiplayer options. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, 20XX is a fast-paced roguelike action platformer where you and a friend jump, shoot, and blast through procedurally generated levels to save humanity from overwhelming robotic threats. The game features tight, responsive controls, over 100 powerful upgrades, and a wide variety of play modes, optional difficulty modifiers, daily and weekly seeded challenges, and hidden secrets to keep each run fresh, intense, and unpredictable. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record is a reimagined action-adventure zombie game that follows photojournalist Frank West as he returns to Fortune City to investigate the outbreak and document the chaos in his own daring style. Battle hordes of zombies, craft outrageous combo weapons, and explore all new areas while following unique missions, surviving deadly attractions, and uncovering the city's darkest hidden secrets. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Blazing Chrome is a run-and-gun shooter where humanity teeters on extinction under the rule of merciless machines in a bleak, war-torn future overrun by relentless robotic armies worldwide. You'll blast through 5 apocalyptic stages packed with enemies, deadly traps, and massive mechanical bosses, using hover bikes, power armor, and a wide arsenal of explosive weapons to turn robots into scrap metal in heart-pounding fashion. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Dandara Trials of Fear Edition is a stunning 2D Metroidvania platformer where you play as Dandara, a courageous heroine rising to bring hope to the oppressed world of Salt. Defy gravity as you leap across floors, walls, and ceilings, explore mystical realms, uncover hidden secrets, and battle enemies determined to maintain oppression, all with fluid, fast-paced movement that rewards skill, reflexes, and strategy. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Shadow Man Remastered revives the cult classic horror action-adventure with updated visuals, restored content, and expanded gameplay across Live Side and Dead Side. Hunt criminals with guns or voodoo powers, solve intricate puzzles, and explore iconic locations like Summer Camp, Salvage Yard, and Asylum Station 2, all while enjoying over 40 cinematic cutscenes, hours of voice acting, and a dark, immersive narrative. It's a 75 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Dead Rising 2 is a frantic action-adventure where you play as a motorcycle racer navigating the zombie-infested streets of Fortune City while racing against time to save his young daughter with the life-saving Zombrex. You'll scavenge weapons, craft improvised tools, and explore sprawling environments full of zombies, using vehicles and creative combat to survive chaotic encounters and complete challenging missions. It's an 80 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $4, 60% off, Doom 3 is a critically acclaimed action horror shooter that reimagines the original Doom, plunging you into a demon-infested Mars facility as a lone Marine fighting to stop a full-scale invasion from Hell. Navigate dark, claustrophobic corridors, battle terrifying enemies, and balance intense, shotgun-driven gunplay with survival horror elements as flickering lights, oppressive sound design, and sudden ambushes keep you on edge. It's an 87 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Death Road to Canada is a chaotic roguelike zombie adventure where you guide a party of survivors through a randomized, post-apocalyptic world filled with over-the-top encounters, deadly hordes, and unpredictable story events. You'll fight or evade up to 500 zombies at a time, make difficult choices in interactive sequences, and discover rare weapons and characters with unique abilities as you scramble towards safety. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $5, 90% off, the LEGO Ninjago Movie video game lets you become a ninja alongside Lloyd, Jay, Kai, and friends to defend Ninjago from the evil Lord Garmadon and his shark army. Master ninja agility by wall running, high jumping, and battling foes across 8 action-packed locations, each with unique challenge dojos, while upgrading combat skills, unlocking secrets, and uncovering hidden collectibles in a vibrant, cinematic LEGO world. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Blaster Master Zero 2 is a side-scrolling and top-down hybrid action-adventure where Jason and Eve leave Earth behind to confront a cosmic threat and save Eve from a corrupting parasite. You'll pilot the upgraded Gaia Sophia battle tank across diverse alien planets, strategically generating SP from impacts and terrain, while unleashing the new blast counter to turn enemy attacks into devastating opportunities. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 75% off, Octodad Dadliest Catch is a chaotic adventure about destruction, deception, and fatherhood, where you control Octodad, an octopus masquerading as a human, struggling to perform everyday tasks with unwieldy tentacles. In this sequel, Octodad finds himself caught between his wife's growing mistrust and a disastrous trip to the local aquarium, navigating physics-based challenges and laugh-out-loud comedy. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 80% off, Narita Boy is a retro-fueled action-adventure that throws you into the neon-soaked digital kingdom as a pixel hero wielding the legendary Techno Sword to restore corrupted code and recover the creator's lost memories. Slash through corrupted stallions with stylish combo-driven combat, explore a synth-drenched world brought to life with hand-drawn pixel animations, and battle wild bosses to an electrifying 80s-inspired soundtrack. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 80% off, For the King is a challenging strategy RPG that blends turn-based combat and roguelike elements, as you set out to save the chaotic kingdom of Farul after the king's mysterious and brutal murder. Travel across procedurally generated maps with a party of courageous heroes, tackle unpredictable quests and dangerous events, and coordinate abilities in single-player, local co-op, or online multiplayer to stem the spreading chaos. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $3, 85% off, Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris is an isometric action adventure that blends fast-paced combat, puzzle solving, and cooperative exploration in an ancient Egyptian setting. Play solo or with up to 3 other players as Lara teams up with rival Carter Bell and the gods Horus and Isis, battling enemies from the Egyptian underworld while navigating trap-filled tombs and cleverly designed environmental puzzles. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 25 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 70% off, Shady Part of Me is an emotional puzzle platformer where you navigate surreal dreamscapes as a little girl in her shadow, blending 2D and 3D gameplay with introspective storytelling. Work together to overcome emotional struggles, manipulate light and shadows, and use time-rewinding abilities to solve contemplative puzzles, while exploring unique watercolor-inspired environments filled with twists, surprises, and poetic charm. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Blaster Master Zero is a retro-inspired side-scrolling and top-down action adventure that reimagines the 1988 classic with brand new areas, challenging bosses, and expanded story content. Pilot the battle tank Sophia 3 through sprawling side-view stages, explore tight top-down mutant-filled dungeons as Jason, and unlock sub-weapons and upgrades that open new paths and enhance both characters' abilities. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off, Mount and Blade Warband is an open-world medieval RPG where players forge their own path as a warrior, mercenary, or ruler in the vast land of Calradia. Engage in large-scale battles with realistic horseback combat, master a deep melee fighting system, build and command armies, manage your kingdom, and interact with diverse factions across a sandbox world filled with towns, castles, and dynamic political conflict. It's a 79 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Curse of the Dead Gods is a brutal, skill-based action roguelike where you descend into a cursed temple in search of riches, power, and immortality. Fight through trap-filled corridors and deadly arenas, wield swords, spears, and firearms against relentless enemies and towering bosses, and manage a corruption system where powerful curses can either strengthen your build or suddenly twist your fate in devastating ways. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Eagle Flight is an immersive VR flight simulator where you soar freely over a beautifully recreated Paris, engaging in thrilling aerial dogfights, performing daring maneuvers, and exploring iconic landmarks from breathtaking heights. Players can fly solo to master intuitive controls or team up with friends in fast-paced 6-player multiplayer matches, using agility, strategy, and skill to dominate the skies in competitive, adrenaline-fueled battles. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, the Lego Movie video game is a lighthearted action-adventure based on the hit animated film, following an unlikely band of resistance heroes as they set out to stop Lord Business's evil plan. Play through story-driven levels, unlock over 90 quirky characters, and use master builder abilities, while solving puzzles and battling enemies across imaginative brick-built worlds inspired directly by the movie's most memorable over-the-top set pieces. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3, 90% off, Remothered Tormented Fathers is a pure survival horror experience where you follow Rosemary Reed investigating the mysterious disappearance of a young girl at the unsettling Felton House. Explore a tense, atmospheric environment focused on stealth, evasion, and psychological dread, where every sound matters and direct combat is rarely an option, forcing you to hide, distract enemies, and manage limited resources. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off, Unmetal is a clever stealth action adventure where Jesse Fox must escape a covert military base after being wrongly imprisoned, using brains, brawn, and improvised gadgets at every turn. You'll sneak, fight, and manipulate your way through heavily guarded areas, employing explosives, quirky weapons, and puzzle solving, while interacting with eccentric characters in a story packed with satirical gaming and pop culture references. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Windjammers is a head-to-head arcade sports game where two players throw discs to score in the opponent's goal while using agile moves, powerful throws, and clever trick shots for maximum points, combos, and style. Featuring 5 game modes, Arcade, Infinite, Local Versus, Online Quick Match, and Ranked Match, players can compete solo or challenge others worldwide in ranked leagues for ultimate bragging rights. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, The Flame and the Flood Complete Edition is a gripping wilderness survival game where a girl and her loyal dog travel on foot and by raft down a procedurally generated river. This complete edition adds gameplay enhancements, improved mechanics, and a director's commentary mode, complemented by an original alt-country soundtrack from Chuck Reagan and the Camaraderie to create a hauntingly atmospheric experience. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Get Even is a psychological thriller blending first-person shooting and investigation as Cole Black awakens in an abandoned asylum with no memory beyond a failed attempt to save a girl strapped to a bomb. Use the experimental memory-reading device fused to Black's head to alter fragmented memories, explore haunting environments, and piece together the truth behind the girl's identity and the events that led to that fateful moment. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, MudRunner is a rugged off-road simulator where you battle brutal Siberian terrain using powerful all-terrain vehicles, limited tools, and careful planning to survive each delivery. You'll crawl through deep mud, ford rushing rivers, and navigate collapsing trails across massive open maps that react realistically to every movement, turning each route into a tense puzzle of traction, weight, momentum, and smart resource management. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Dark Devotion is a dark, atmospheric action RPG where you explore Fallen Temple and test your Templar faith, venturing into deep, perilous darkness in search of answers and spiritual enlightenment. Face relentless enemies, devious bosses, and morally challenging choices, while wielding dozens of weapons, upgrading your skills, and discovering hidden secrets as you navigate 4 uniquely detailed, hauntingly immersive worlds. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Tools Up is a fast-paced couch co-op party game where you and up to 3 friends tackle zany, increasingly ridiculous home renovation projects together. Race against the clock as you paint walls, tear off wallpaper, follow blueprints, and navigate hazards like spilled paint, molten lava, falling furniture, moving obstacles, or tricky environmental challenges, all while coordinating or deliberately sabotaging your crew's efforts. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Dex is a 2D action RPG set in a sprawling cyberpunk city where you fight, hack, and navigate a dangerous underworld while evading a mysterious tentacular organization and deadly adversaries. You traverse Harbor Prime making allies, choosing your approach as a silent assassin, hacker, diplomat, or gunfighter, with real-time combat, interactive dialogue, and a mature storyline that rewards exploration and strategic thinking. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Streets of Rogue is a chaotic roguelite where player choice, freedom, and anarchy drive every action in a procedurally generated city teeming with complex AI denizens. You'll complete missions any way you like, using unique character traits, inventive items, and environmental interactions to sneak, fight, or manipulate your way through sprawling, emergent scenarios that encourage experimentation and creativity. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, The Swapper is a narrative-driven puzzle game set in the furthest reaches of space, challenging your perception, logic, and understanding of self. Manipulate a mysterious cloning device to create copies of yourself, swapping your consciousness into new bodies to solve fiendishly clever puzzles, avoid deadly hazards, and explore the mysterious, eerie environment in hauntingly atmospheric detail. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 60% off, A Boy and His Blob is a charming, hand-drawn puzzle platformer where a young boy teams up with a shape-shifting blob to save the fallen planet of Blobalonia from the evil emperor. You'll feed the blob jelly beans to trigger unique transformations, creatively solving environmental puzzles, overcoming enemies, and navigating beautifully animated levels that span forests, swamps, caves, and the Emperor's Citadel. It's an 82 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 73% off, Kingdom 2 Crowns is a minimalist side-scrolling strategy game where you build a kingdom from the saddle, recruiting subjects, expanding settlements, and defending your crown from the relentless greed each night. Explore forests and ruins to discover artifacts, new mounts, and hidden secrets that enhance your monarch's abilities, while unlocking upgraded defenses, units, and technologies to push your campaign further. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $2, 80% off, Lara Croft Go is a turn-based puzzle adventure set in the long-forgotten world, where Lara escapes ancient ruins to unravel the legend of the Queen of Venom. Tackle more than 115 cleverly crafted puzzles across 7 chapters, evade deadly traps and towering enemies through strategic movement, and uncover hidden relics to unlock new outfits, all brought to life with striking diorama-style visuals and an atmospheric soundtrack. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Absolver is an online multiplayer combat experience where players take on the mask of a prospect under the watchful eyes of the guides, the rulers of the fallen Adal Empire who judge your worthiness to join their elite corps of enforcers. Wander forsaken lands, encounter other players to learn new combat skills, and strategically expand your combat deck to create a personalized attack flow and master advanced techniques. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $2, 60% off, Doom 64 is a classic first-person shooter focused on ripping through Hell's forces in a darker, more atmospheric continuation of the original Doom formula. You blast through over 30 tightly designed levels packed with relentless enemies, clever level layouts, and labyrinthine secrets, all enhanced by moodier lighting, unsettling sound design, and an oppressive, haunting soundtrack that sets it apart from earlier entries. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 88% off, One Piece Unlimited World Red Deluxe Edition is an action-adventure spin-off that follows the Straw Hat Pirates through the Island of Promises storyline. You freely explore Transtown, take on exciting side quests from its residents, and battle enemies as Luffy, Zoro, and other crew members, while facing challenging bosses like Rob Lucci and Caesar Clown, with new characters Pato and Red Count designed by Eiichiro Oda. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Greek Memories of Azure is a hand-drawn side-scrolling adventure where you control 3 Koran siblings working together to survive an ongoing invasion and escape the war-torn lands of Azure. Seamlessly switch between the trio to solve cleverly crafted puzzles, engage in fast-paced combat against invading forces, and gather scattered airship components across an interconnected world to rebuild your means of escape. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 60% off, Quake 2 is an enhanced re-release of id Software's iconic military sci-fi FPS, sending you to the Strogg homeworld for a relentless campaign packed with heavy weapons and industrial atmosphere. Fight through the original story in both classic mission packs, experience the all-new Call of the Machine expansion with 28 fresh levels, and jump into online or local multiplayer with crossplay, 4K support, and restored content. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2, 85% off, The King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match is a refined 2D fighter featuring a massive 66-character roster spanning fan favorites from the Orochi and Ness saga, plus the new mysterious character Nameless. This upgraded version adds fully supported online play backed by rollback netcode, automatic match recording for your last 10 bouts, and matchmaking cooldowns to keep competition fresh. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 80% off, Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse is a darkly comedic action game set in retro-futuristic 1959 Punchball, Pennsylvania, where you play as a zombie reuniting with his lost love. Eat brains to replenish your arsenal of gut grenades and unholy flatulence, possess citizens by clamping your severed hand to their heads, and build a zombie horde to bring civilization to its knees, with couch co-op letting a friend join his grubs. It's a 76 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Jump King is a punishing platformer where you leap your way upward in search of the legendary smoking hot babe at the top. Master precise jumps, recover from punishing falls, and learn from every mistake as you traverse tricky platforms, vertical obstacles, and perilous gaps in your climb to glory, facing escalating challenges, hidden shortcuts, and clever level designs that test patience, timing, and skill at every turn. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Dragon Ball Xenoverse is an action RPG where you create and fully customize your own warrior to embark on epic online and offline adventures across the Dragon Ball universe. You'll train under iconic Dragon Ball characters, learn powerful new skills, fight alongside Trunks to restore the original story, and explore the bustling Toki Toki City Hub where you can team up with or battle over 200 players worldwide in multiplayer tournaments. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.